so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. Here's Daily, he's so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. Here's Daily, he's so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. Here's Daily, he's so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. Here's Daily, he's so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. Here's Daily, he's so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. Here's Daily, he's so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. Here's Daily, he's so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. He's so solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to frolic. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics. So never mind the bollocks.
And all because
Hey, how are we all doing? Can you all hear me? Yes, how are we all doing? Can I just say a massive shout out to my dear friend Sir Larry the Cat for that fantastic bit of music. As soon as I heard it this morning, I was in hysterics because it just made me chuckle, had me in absolute hysterics. and I love the little lad with the sort of like, and all because the lady loves the Friday Frolic. Absolutely brilliant. Had me in hysterics. Absolute bits of genius. And I just want to say, please make sure you go over to Sir Larry the Cat's channel. Please subscribe and watch some of his material. Always entertaining and again, massive thank you to Sir Larry the Cat for that bit of music and that fantastic intro. I nearly said entrance then. I suppose it is both. But anyway, massive round of applause, my friend, and thank you very much. Take a bow, my friend. Take a bow. But anyway, welcome to my Friday Frolic, where we just take a bit of a light-hearted look of what's been happening over the week, and where we just have a bit of a just a bit of a nice and gentle look of what I suppose, politically, you know, these people who shouldn't be taken seriously. And unfortunately, they are where they are. But this is where we just sort of like, just chill out and have a good laugh. But anyway, let's have a look in the chat and let's see who's in the chat. And yes, good afternoon, Scott. Hello, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Alistair, oh, I have to say, thank one of my moderators. Couldn't do this show without him. And big thumbs up to my moderators. And as yes, give me a quick. Yeah. Just my lovely daughter, God's last sis. Definitely need this chuckles after sneezing my damn nose off. Yes, it's probably to do with the high pollen counting, and that's probably not what's helping. But yes, good evening, One Angry Pagan. If you're not subscribed to One Angry Pagan's channel, please do, because if there's one thing you'll know about, he's a pagan and he gets angry. He gets angry a lot. He did get angry when they were talking about the EU-UK summit, where the lies and absolute half-truths that were being spouted. I thought you were going to throw your phone right at your laptop in absolute fits of outrage. But good evening, One Angry Pagan, and yeah, please subscribe to his channel. And again, thank you again, my dear friend, Sir Larry the Cat. Yes, you should recognise that tune. You should recognise it. I thought it was brilliant. So, and again, thank you very much. You know, it was just so. I got up this morning and I was basically. you nearly did One Angry Pagan. That don't surprise me. But I do remember. I got up this morning and I thought, right, what am I going to do? What shall I do? Because I've been spending most of this afternoon baking a loaf of bread, homemade bread, nicely cooling down on the baking tray. And I just noticed on Discord, and I thought, I'll have a listen. And there I am, giggling away and bopping away. My daughter walks in and said, "What are you giggling at?" So I said, "Got to have a little listen to this masterpiece, this absolute piece of brilliant masterpiece." And my daughter was doing all the moves. He says, that is well catchy. That is brilliant. I said, I'm going to have that as a bit of an intro. So I just decided to basically do it. And also thank you for the other bit of music as well. So absolutely love it. Yes, it is a catchy tune. Yes. Yeah, cheers for that, Alistair. Yeah, I'd say subscribe to Pagans, One Angry Pagans, as well as Sir Larry's. Good evening, Jan. Hope you're well. Hello from France. Yes, I love the intro as well. I think it's brilliant. Exactly. Cheers for that, Alistair. Yeah, subscribe to Larry the Cat's channel. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you for helping Daily Blasé out there. Yeah, cheers. It's the least we can do. You know, it's absolutely brilliant. Hello, Sars. I hope you're well, and welcome to the Friday Frolic. Hello, wake up and smell the roseberries. Hope you're well. Hope you're very, very well. Simon says 55. Good to see you, my dear friend. Hope you're well. That was... Yeah, I totally agree, Alice. It was just brilliant. A nice little catchy tune to just ease us into the Friday evening. So I totally agree. Billy Kershaw. Me, Billy Kershaw. Yes, we're going to be doing a lot of piss taking of Donald Trump. Hello, my dear friend. Yes. Yes. And just sneaked in. Just sneaked in. Is that? Yes. Good evening, Dave McGuinness. I hope you're well, my friend. And if you've not subscribed to Dave McGuinness, is the two Davis, please do. What they know, they've probably forgotten more than I'll ever know about independence and Scottish independence. So if you want to know what's happening, please subscribe to the two Davis. They do excellent stuff. And good evening, John Callahan. Hope you're very, very well. And as well, good evening, Kate Smith, as well as Leapshin. Welcome to my Friday frolic, where, well, as we all know, what we basically do, we just have a bit of a chill out. We will venture into what's happening in the political world, but we're just a bit of a light-hearted slant where we just leave all the serious stuff for all the other excellent YouTubers out there when they'll be doing their live chats out there. Well, the live stream, should I say. So that's what we will do. So, but what I do try and do is, sort of like find little nuggets of political stuff, from the week, from last week, and let's also, I was just going to mention this before we got started. 34,000 subs, well minted. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. So I sometimes have to pinch myself, when I first started this. It was just a bit of harmless fun, because I just wanted to learn how to edit better and how to upload on YouTube and stuff like that, and that's all I wanted to do, really. And it's just sort of like grown, and I'm just well happy. And couldn't be more happy. And if somebody had said to me in 2025 I'd have 34,000 subs with and I'm doing a live stream where we're just having a bit of a good giggle and with the lovely friends I have here, I would have thought, I'd have just said, no chance, not on your life. Because this was all basically, I started because I just basically wanted to feel more comfortable talking to a microphone. Do you know when you first hear yourself in the microphone? When you first start and you hear yourself back and you feel incredibly well, I did. I felt incredibly uncomfortable. And what I used to do for a long time, I used to have another YouTube channel, but I'd write songs. Don't get me wrong, I'm no fantastic storyteller, and I'm certainly no fantastic lyric writer. Good evening, Granny Wobblebottom. Oh, that was a bit saucy, that intro. It certainly was. Granny Waddlebottom. Yes, it certainly was. Still no sign from Graham yet. From Power to the People. But we'll keep an eye out for him. But anyway, I used to write lyrics and then I'd write them down, and I would say I'm an okay vocalist, but not to write home about. But I'd get in front of a microphone and I could feel the sweat beads going down the bottom of my back because it just felt incredibly uncomfortable, So what I decided to do was, when it comes to stuff like politics, it's always been a little bit of a passion of mine, and I just thought, well, why don't I do little somethings here and there on this channel to, feel more comfortable talking in front of a microphone? And I thought, because like end of day, and it just thought at the end of the day, nobody's going to take any interest in this channel anyway, because I had all intentions of do it for a week, a few weeks, and then once I feel a little bit more comfortable, I'd have just closed the channel down and left it at that and just gone back to whatever. But there were two things because fate sometimes farts in your direction, don't you? Yeah, all your best plans just because I did plan to, as I said, just close the channel down because I didn't think anybody would be interested. but people started subscribing. You get that little bit of responsibility airing inside of your. Let's give up, Granny Waddlebottom. Graham makes my dentures dance. Oh, Merton. But you get that air of failing of responsibility. So I just thought, and I've kept coming and coming. So I just thought, I'll see how it goes. And here we are today. 34,000. So I'm well pleased. But anyway, less of my drivel backstories. Let's get into what we're here for. So, but yes, remember last week when, let's see, I think it was around this time last week when I think it wasn't long after we'd finished, and then this powerful, speaking of lyricists, because like I said, I'm no storyteller, I'm certainly no lyricist, and I'm certainly not the same as this guy. Yes. Remember this time last week when this guy said this at a concert?
In my home, the America I love, the America I've written about, that has been a beacon of hope and liberty for 250 years, is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration.
If it's a little bit low on the volume, I can't really do out about it.
In America, they are persecuting people for using their right to free speech and voicing their dissent. This is happening now. In America, the richest men are taking satisfaction in abandoning the world's poorest children to sickness and death. This is happening now. In my country, they're taking sadistic pleasure in the pain that they inflict on loyal American workers. They're rolling back historic civil rights legislation that led to a more just and plural society. They're abandoning our great allies and siding with dictators against those struggling for their freedom. A majority of our elected representatives have failed to protect the American people from the abuses of an unfit president and a rogue government. They have no concern or idea of what it means to be deeply American. The America that I've sung to you about for 50 years is real, and regardless of its faults, is a great country with a great people. So we'll survive this moment.
And that just amazing, you know. I mean, what a great storyteller, isn't he? He's just really, really good. And when you hear him, you just sort of like sit down and take notice, don't you? And good evening, Donkey Dave. Hope you're well. All I'm going to say is please subscribe to the legend that is Donkey Dave. I have to say, I still have kittens laughing at that clown in Bristol. Does all that what you call a passionate speech, and then when they say, "Are you going to come down with us? You're going to come down?" No, I've got to take my kids somewhere. Good evening, global citizen. Hope you're well, my friend. But yeah, that was just so funny. Had me in hysterics. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely top class. Yes, Springsteen's speech in Manchester really irked Trump. Got onto his radar. Me like that. Yes, I totally agree. It certainly did, didn't it? As we will see. Oh yes, it certainly did irk him, didn't it? Oh yes, because there's an old saying, isn't there? Nobody kicks a dead dog, do they? And you can definitely tell that because good evening, Satan's corn buff. Yes, right. That Springfield is my spring knob is my Christmas card list. Is Satan's comb over? Yes, is my Christmas card list for that. Who wants to buy some memes coin? Anybody in the chat wants to buy some Trump meme coins? But yes, you could tell it really got under his skin, didn't it? In more ways than you will know, because like he went to Truth Social. I'll try and do it in my horrendous Donald Trump impersonation. I see that the highly overpaid Bruce Springsteen goes to a foreign country to speak badly about the President of the United States. Never liked him, never liked his music, or his radical left politics, and importantly, he's not a talented guy. It's true, God told me, you know. It didn't say that, but you know what I mean. Just a pushy, obnoxious jerk who fervently supported crooked Joe Biden, a mentally incompetent fool, and our worst president ever, who came close to destroying our country, and if I wasn't elected, it would have been gone by now. Sleepy Joe didn't have a clue as to what he was doing, but Springsteen is dumb as a rock and couldn't see what was going on, or could he, which makes him even worse. This is hilarious. This dried out prune of a rocker, his skin is all atrophied, whatever that means, ought to keep his mouth shut until he gets back into the country. That's just standard fare. Then we'll all see how it goes for him. Yeah, clearly not a happy bunny, is it? Yes, I don't need Mobcam, only these Donald Trump awaiting meme, but I keep some to laugh now and then. Yeah, exactly. Coronation vid should be on this. I know you can't remember, but it was class. Yeah. Truth Social. Yes. Trump got triggered big time. Didn't he just? He got absolutely. Oh, thank you. Mr. President. I will take that as a compliment. Satan's comb over. That's a brilliant name. Yes. The Mandarin fart monkey is unraveling, and I don't think he's finished unraveling yet. Oh, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. Because let's just say that things got a little bit heated. Bet Trump had every one of his albums considering he tried to use Born in the USA at the Nazi rallies. Yes, exactly, didn't he? Yes. It kind of reminds me of there is a guy who used to be in it means deteriorated, wasted due to neglect from a man who looks like an orange with a Weetabix on his head. That is top class. Boom tish. I do hope Springsteen taxes are in order. Chuckles. Trump threatens Springsteen. Exactly. Let's put it this way. if there was a running for president, saying it between Trump and Springsteen, I think I know where my money would be on it. I don't think it'd be Trump, would it? But anyway, I could be well off the mark, but who cares? But good evening, Rabbigans, evening, Daily Blasé, and all here. It's still bright and early and sunny, runny, deformed Runcorn. I'm thirsting for some apple scrumpy this evening. Very nice. I've got a couple of cans of Cruz Campo in the fridge, nicely chilling after this show. But do you think when he wrote that Truth Social tweet, do you think things got worse? Do you think it? Oh yes, it did. Let's put it this way: it really got under his skin. Let's just say it proper got under his skin. This is hilarious.
Go for Secret Service 1. He did what? You're fucking with me, right? Alright, I gotta see this for myself. I'll get right back to you. What the fuck?
Just a small town girl living in a She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Oh my god. Well, you are correct. He did post an AI video of himself jamming out to Don't Stop Believin'. What the hell was that? A 5150? Isn't that a 72-hour involuntary psychiatric hold? Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, after that whole Taylor Swift thing. Yeah. Okay, yeah. He's right in front of me. I'll get him. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, Mr. President? We gotta take a little trip.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I thought her name was... Yes, that is the national treasure. That is Maggie Reed. She is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely rocking. Yes. Oh, it gets worse. Just out of interest, how did the fans take to this? How did the fans take to this little bit of AI? Not too good. Let's just put it that way.
This is real? This is fucking real. This is fucking real. Oh my god. Just when you think it can't get any fucking worse, I'm gonna show the first couple seconds of this video because it's as bad as you think it would be.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
Trump is so fucking mad at Bruce. When somebody made that AI video, he's like, yeah, that's fucking stellar. I'm gonna up the boss. So we're gonna start off strong with Donnie playing eloquent piano. And again, playing to large audiences who want to see the American flag and don't stop believing. Look at him getting into it. Yeah, that's totally how he would play guitar. But this one had me fucking screaming. What is that hair? Is this the one hair that he wraps around his head to get his coif? That is star-spangled fucking awesome. Oh, and here we have a side moob just showing out the wind. Really nailing that solo. Oh, and then we're on to the little drummer boy. The same stage where he was just playing classic piano. Now he's also the drummer. Oh, and right back into again. Star-spangled fucking proud to be an American AI. And if you are confused as to why he is singing this particular song, it's this right here. Paula White, you know, his spiritual advisor who talks in tongues all the time, and Trump is going to be the savior, give me your money. That's fucking her, and that's her fucking husband, the keyboardist for Journey, who has literally made me stop believing. I'm never gonna get over this fucking hair. When you piss off every artist and you're left to AI and maybe Kid Rock, this is the shit that's gonna keep happening.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Good evening. Good evening, life sages. Is that good evening, life sages, and 1 inch punch bowl. I hope you're very, very well. I'm sure I saw somebody else in the chat. Or maybe just imagined it. but yeah, welcome to the Friday Frolic. Oh dear. Oh yes. Kid Cocky's my official musician now. But I do have to say that made me funny. Oh, now that's getting personal about my comb over. Certainly is, but Jesus Christ, that was so funny. Only an idiot like Donald Trump would do something like that, wouldn't he? And I remember when I started thinking to myself, why that song, and right, so that clown, and she is a clown, isn't she? Her husband, keyboardist for Journey. I hope to God the original singer sues his ass. Good evening, TDGT. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're very, very well. Yes. Cheers for that. Cheers for that. Billy Kershaw. And right. Cheers for that, Alistair. Cheers for that. But great that the dog that just jumped on my bed just to play fight. Oh dear. The Muppet is being wholly distracting at the moment. Oh dear. She ain't brought the football with her, has she? Asking you to kick it while you're laid on your bed. That is me. That's real. It's not AI. It's like it's like the MS-13 tattoo. Yes, we honestly believe you. Don't we, guys? Yes, we believe Mr. President. Yes, that was totally him playing all them instruments and singing it all by himself at the same time. Good evening, Tories. Don't get tasered. I knew they'd seen somebody. Good evening, my dear friend. Hope you're well, my friend. And hope you've had a lovely day. But yes. But that just had me in hysterics laughing when I saw that. And you could clearly tell that really tickled her, didn't it? Tickled her pink. But well, yes, we're hot off the press news. Hot off the press news. One of Trump's biggest advocates. He's turned on the orange one, you know. Yes, one of his pardon me, one of his biggest advocates turned on him, and this is shocking news. You'll never guess who it is.
Hey, Donald Trump, it's me from Cedar Rapids. I'm on to you now, punk. It turns out that you're an economy-crushing, tariff-wielding, Putin butt-kissing, anti-Ukrainian, immigrant-hating, sexual-harassing, daughter-lusting, wife-cheating, pussy-grabbing, dressing-room-raping, porn-star-fucking, Epstein-loving, top-secret document-stealing, draft-dodging, insurrection-leading, Hitler-loving, golden elevator-riding, limp-dick, narcissistic, criminally convicted scam artist, dictator wannabe. If you're not the Antichrist, you're the closest thing to it. Here, you can keep this stupid hat, dipshit.
Well done, Alan Thompson. Well said. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hey, Donald.
Yes. Yes. Alan Thompson has turned. He's turned. I knew it. One thing I will say is that that little fart at the end will have my daughter in hysterics laughing because she loves a good fart joke. Yes. Who was tickling her pink? It wasn't me, honest. Those are just my good points. Oh, now that's he certainly is, Scott. Absolutely. He's brilliant, is Alan Thompson, isn't he? He's absolutely top class. Oh dear, but anyway. He's absolute. He's an absolute complete cretin, isn't he? Good evening, Tommy Lee Cadden. Hope you're well. What a week it has been. Thank God for bank holidays. Absolutely, my dear friend. It certainly is. Absolutely. Because I love a good bank holiday. Sometimes, it depends on if I've got enough material. If I am, I'll usually try and take bank holiday Monday off and have an extra long holiday. But I'll say I've not had anything on the channel today, so I'll probably have some ready for Monday because if I'm honest, I'll be spending over the weekend. Good evening, Stephen Binning. Hope you're well. The thing is, when Trump farts, he usually follows through. Yeah, he certainly does. He certainly does. But anyway, it's I say when it. So, but like, he's just. I've just lost my train of thought there. Never mind. Yes. Oh yeah, bank holidays. Yeah, because like. But what I'll be doing, spending over the weekend, catching up on some material and I'll probably have something ready for Monday, which I guarantee I'll have some. I've got one or two little irons in the fire, so should be back at it for Monday. But anyway, here's a little treat for you. Here's an absolute fantastic treat. Yes, because yes, here's a fantastic little treat. When you have one of them interviews, where yes, Donny Diaper, quite right. When you have one of them interviews, where you're on a channel. Well, you're on a channel that's it's very, very what type of people they are. Like KGBBs. When whatever they put on is just absolute dipshittery and butter bollocks. Well, KGBBs. They had a segment about net zero, and this guy who's been interviewed is called Dr. Rupert Reed, and let's just say this is absolute brilliant. Let's just say the interview didn't go according to plan.
Why is it, if net zero, the pursuit of the ideology, is so blessed, so welcome, why does the United Kingdom have the most expensive energy prices in the Western world?
That is a good question. The answer is complicated, but the biggest single part of the answer is that the energy companies are ripping us off. So I suggest that rather than criticize renewable energy, you go to the companies that are ripping off ordinary taxpayers.
Well, let's think about that because Chris O'Shea is the CEO of Centrica, which is the parent company of British Gas, said today net zero will definitely not reduce the price of electricity.
His reply is, mwah. And watch his face when Dr. Rupert Reed mentions his boss. It's hilarious.
Look, Centrica is one of the companies that is ripping you off. Obviously, they're not going to tell you the truth. Just like I'm afraid GB News isn't going to tell you the truth because you're owned by Paul Marshall, who is a fossil fuel magnate.
Stop playing the man and play the ball.
Your bias is very obvious. You're just playing the
bias.
tune.
Show me the evidence. When will our bills get cheaper?
That your boss wants you to play. I come on this channel quite often, and every single time it's the same story. Every single time you slag off renewable energy and cheerlead for fossil fuels. Could that possibly be anything to do with the fact that GB News is owned?
No, it isn't. It's nothing to do with that. It's nothing.
Yes. Absolutely is. Good evening, Bulbous Organ. Hope you're well, my friend. Yeah, exactly, John Callahan. Got a superb put down. Now, the thing is, you know when he says, stop playing the ball, stop playing the man and play the ball. Watch what this cretin does.
Nothing to do with that. The British public.
Your program
no, it's not.
And your channel is
you work for you were a political.
Yes, he was good. He was going to start playing the man then. Yeah, whatever happened to playing the ball and not the man? You can tell exactly where they were going. You were part of, and it just stopped there. In other words, he was going to basically smear him. Yeah, who's playing the man now? Yes. Good evening, Tone. Hope you're well. Hope you're very, very well. Yes, exactly. He clocked it. He cooked, he ate him, and left no crumbs. Well, exactly, because we all know that KGBs is all about. It's basically. Good evening, Trump failed. Ha ha. Yes. Hope you well. Playing with balls. Don't say that to a bulbous organ. All right, then I will try not to. So, what am I walking in on? Well, you basically just walked in on an expert. Telling the truth on KGB's news. Well, KGBs should say. and let's be honest, that's what his boss. I forgot. Is it Martin Daubney, whatever it is? I'd just basically call him Martin Dickhead. Might as well be called that because that's all he is. Really, he's an absolute complete dickhead. But I love that. I just thought that was funny. And it just tickled me because I love them sorts of interviews, where they're expecting him to toe the line. You'll say, "Oh, net zero, waste of money, this and that," and he got absolutely kiboshed, didn't he? Absolutely brilliant. Yes. Yes. What a superb, exactly, superb put down. The presenter is a bigger bulbous organ than I am, and that is saying something, isn't it? If you're called bulbous organ, you must have a bulbous organ, and for him to be a bigger bulbous organ than yourself, that is saying something. Yes. Oh dear. Steve Miller gives us bulbous organs a bad name with his circumcised head, or done he just? They won't be having him back on there anymore soon. You can bet your bottom dollar they won't use him. He'll ever be on. I can use this information. I have British Gas calling me next Tuesday to explain my latest electric bill in detail. Well, I hope it all goes well for your Leapshin, my dear friend. I hope it does. But all that magnificent. Keep keep them on the line for 4 hours waiting for the right department. Exactly. Good man. Good man. Good idea. But anyway. Yes. Yes. Remember last week? Good evening, number 3. Hope you're well, my friend. Please subscribe to number 3's channel. Does some excellent stuff. Please. Even if it means you have to leave this live stream to do it. Please do. Just as long as you come back. Please come back. But remember this time last week when let's just say, I think it was, we got whispers of this over the weekend where, well, apparently it was quite interesting, where you had the opposition parties, the Brextremists basically saying, this is the worst deal that's ever been negotiated in living history, while at the same time you had Labour trying to say this is the best, biggest deal that has ever been signed ever, and we've signed it. All your problems are solved, and let's be honest, it's not exactly as good as being in the single market or as the customs union or even in the EU. Full stop, isn't it? But it's an improvement on what we've got. And let's just put it this way. And you can tell what all these, whether it's Reform or Conservatives, you know exactly what they're doing. They are. Well, let's just put it this way. Let's just put it this: the wonderful, the magnificent Matilda Thorpe, I think she does it beautifully here.
I'm going backwards because Brexit is going backwards. Everything we fought for has gone, so we might all just as well go into reverse. I had to tweet my anger at this appalling deal yesterday, even before I'd seen it, because I knew. Not tweet, sorry, Xing. Not exiting, not just yet, anyway. Our Brexit freedoms of exports down 30%, our waterways filled with sewage, and our young people losing their freedom of movement and locking them down into the UK have gone. Thanks to Slippery Starmer, our youth are going to have their mobility expanded. Now they can take their little electric scooters over into Europe to study. Only now mobility is called experiences. We all know what European experiences are. Bottle of Chardonnay and a quick puff on a Gauloise while you speak in foreign tongues. And for what? Pennies. Well, 9 billion. But I mean, let's face it, I could have spent that on faulty PPE. And now we have to put up with goods flowing more freely. More jobs. Cheaper food. 360 million being invested in our fishing industry. I mean, the list goes on and on. When I get back in as leader of this country, I make a promise to you that I will overthrow all these new Brexit liberations and take us forwards to going back to before, when we were back. Not before, when we came forwards, but before, when we were back, before.
Yes. Didn't she? Let's put it this way. She basically summed it up superb. What they're basically doing is they are basically trying to reignite the battle, the Brexit battles. Pardon me. And good evening, Spank the Monkey. Yes, yeah, totally agree. That was a spankingly good intro, and we should thank our dear good friend Sir Larry the Cat for that absolute brilliant intro. Well impressed with it. It's a better deal than the pile of shite that Liz Truss negotiated. Absolutely, Steve Benning. Totally agree. I need a catch up on my British politics. Last I heard, you all were pleased as Starmer for his talk about speaking English. I don't think she knows which way she's going. Exactly, Leipzig, yes. But beautiful. But the national treasure that is our Matilda Thorpe. Absolutely fantastic. She is. And she sums it up. They're trying to go forwards by going backwards. And so I guess Mordaunt is up for another fight again. She should join the UFC. Yes. Should get it. Yes. Trump fail. Get on the Bing podcast. Absolutely. Speaking of the Bing podcast, I don't know if you've noticed, but a certain person from Bradford is appearing on the show next week. I don't know who he is, but I'm like to say that he's got a guest appearance. See if you can work out who it is next Thursday on the 27th. See if you can work out who it is. So yes, also yes, if you've not subscribed to the Bing podcast, please do. They do some sterling work, especially in American politics. Yeah, the deal was worth as much as a Mars bar and some belly button fluff. Yes. What time are we? What time are you on? Good guess. Yes, actually, yes. I'll be on at 5 o'clock. Same time on Thursday. Yes, we'll be talking to Mikey Famine and Tim Bristol. So I'm looking forward to that. Really, I'm looking forward to that. No wrong with belly button fluff. It's amazing how much you can miss in a week. Absolutely trouble failed. Ha ha ha. Yes. But yes, that's what they were doing. You know, that's because like when I watched when he did his statement, you know, the EU UK summit, you could tell exactly what those on Reform and in the Conservative Party, they were basically setting up the Brexit battles again, and good. Cheers for that, Scott. Yeah, good. Glad to hear it. Because I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to meeting the two guys because I always learn something about American politics because what I know a lot about American politics and it's probably a lot with when it comes to UK politics. I could write on the back of a stamp, so it's always interesting to learn something. Cheers for that, Alistair. Much appreciated. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Cheers for that for number 3. Please subscribe to his channel if you haven't. But that is basically just sums up. Now, one of my favourite, let's just say one of my favourite articles in The Guardian is it's a guy called John Crace, and he does the politics sketch. And always good for a laugh. Always good for a giggle. So, and he did an interesting piece about the Kemi Badenoch surrenders to the Brexit Nostalgia Festival. And that's all it is, really, isn't it? It's just a Brexit festival, you know. Conservative leaders' attempts to refight the past suggest she won't be happy until her party sinks even lower in the polls. Because, like, are they now even behind Liberal Democrats? Good evening, Bashti Bishop. Hope you're well. And welcome to the Friday Frolic, my dear friend. But yeah, as far as I know, they are now 4th. They are just sinking into oblivion. And he always does excellent little articles, and he just basically sums the nonsense that it is. I hope that nobody's choking the chicken. Oh dear. And if they are, better not be chlorinated. But anyway, he goes, as the Brexit Nostalgia Festival, aka the earnestness of being unimportant eased into its second day. Keir Starmer prepared to give a statement to the House on how his deal only marginally tinkered at the edges of the Brexit agreement reached by a spaffer Boris Johnson and Frosty the Snowman 5 years ago. Sorry, that should have read the deal that completely reset Britain's relationship with the EU, paving the way for years of growth and plenty. Or, as the Brexiters put it, the greatest betrayal since the last one. Take your pick. And the Labour and the Tory benches filled up with anticipation. Government backbenchers primed to take full advantage of a rare, vaguely good news story. The Tories, they were there to refight the past because that has worked so well for them. And a new Gov poll shows the Tories in 4th place, behind even the Lib Dems. Though Kamikaze, bad enough as I like to call her, won't be happy until she has steered her party into 5th. A bit more climate denial and the Greens could overtake her. Yeah. Mind you, Kemi was not wholly alone in her desire to explore the Tories' existential futility. The unbearable likeness of their being Priti Patel was there on the front bench, urging Kemi onto new levels of stupidity. Only that morning, Pretty Vacant had taught the broadcast studios with her own peculiar brand of insanity. Britain has suffered the indignity of being a rule taker, she said. She wouldn't be happy until the UK had no trade deals with anyone. Better to be poor than to be subject to any joint regulations. Then there was Victoria Atkins, or as I would like to call her, Bob Geldof. And I do feel sorry, probably an insult to Bob Geldof. I do apologise, but she does give me them Bob Geldof vibes. I do apologise. And the final member of the three who had embarrassed themselves at a press conference the day before. Vicky is quite good at wide-eyed innocence, though you suspect she may secretly be a bit brighter than Kamikaze and Vacant, even if she tries to keep it well hidden. She has the look of someone on whom it has dawned that the surrender narrative is a crock of shit, but she just can't help herself. Vicky had come to the common with their pet fish, Harry the Hake, with his eyes bulging and gasping for breath. Harry was a dead ringer for Mark Francois. Now he had a story to tell about one of his friends, Gary the Gurnard. Gaza would rather die than be caught by a Spanish trawler and be eaten by a foreigner. And now Starmer had made it easier for them to be caught by a British trawler and eaten by a foreigner. It was the thin end of the wedge of lemon. Gaza, like many fish, was gutted. Rest in peace. Meanwhile, Starmer gave the impression of a man living his best life in his usual dour kind of way. He's not a man given to many displays of emotion, but the EU deal was his own personal hat-trick. After the India and US deals, and he wasn't going to hear it from anyone that these were anything less than seismic, game-changing agreements. The EU deal reset was the deal of the century. Business and industry had fallen on it, like people dying of thirst in a desert. The Tories had said these deals could not be done. It just turned out that they were the party who couldn't get them over the line. Up stepped Kamikaze, and we were immediately whisked back into the Brexit past. See what I mean? Just a great analogy from Matilda Thorpe, where Tory failures were rewritten as blue remembered triumphs. The fishing deal was nothing less than a surrender, she said, momentarily forgetting it was the same deal that Boris and Frost Boris and Frosty had negotiated. I do apologise. Ah, yes, she said. They had supposedly negotiated a rubbish deal to wrongfoot the fiendish Europeans. The plan had always been to strike it out after 5 years and agree the deal they had always wanted. For a nanosecond or two, you could see the light begin to dawn on Kemi. That the script she had in front of her was garbage. That the country had moved on. People wanted a better deal with Europe. They just didn't want to be reminded that they had voted for a worse one. That there was no platonic ideal of Brexit, no land of plenty, and it wasn't as if she was about to reverse any of this if the Tories somehow found their way into government. There would be no prizes for more red tape. Exactly. Do you think this deal would have improved if the Tories had somehow got back in? Somehow I don't think it would. So let's be honest. We all know she's talking out of her ass, and is right about. I get the feeling this nonsense about relighting these Brexit battles. I just think they're just going to fall on deaf ears because I don't think people are going to be fooled second time. I know a lot of us are thickos, but I don't think there's enough thickos to win another referendum. Is there? Maybe there is. I don't know, but I don't think. Is that all saying it? Fool me once, more fool you. Fool me twice, more fool me, isn't it? And I don't think there'll be enough of them who'll be fooled a second time. But then Kamikaze remembered she had nothing else and felt obliged to continue. It was a very public embarrassment. Even Vacant and Vicky didn't know where to look. Starmer barely graced her with a reply. The Tories just weren't serious. Her MPs rather agreed. They began to slip away in droves, led by the usual ever-loyal Desmond Swain and Chris Phibbs, as I like to call him. Yes, Chris Philp. Soon Kemi only had a miserable Mel Stride and Alex Burghardt for company. There were a few die-hard Tory Brexiters, Bernard Jenkins, Franz Warren, the former Minister for Common Sense, Esther McVeigh, keen to die on the hill they had spent years climbing. But they just looked lost, pitiful really, moaning about young people getting an experience of other countries, that there was something sad and defeated about them. Xenophobia on autopilot. Totally agree. Just going through the motions because that's all they have ever known. More telling, there was no sign of Nigel Farage. Yes, exactly. Where was he? He knew only too well. There was no mileage for reform in this. Immigration is now all that matters to him. Well, it's worked for him so far. For how long now? That's, as I've said, I did say in another video. I did say in another video that for him, I get the feeling for him, immigration is the new Brexit, isn't it, for him? So he allowed his half-witted deputy to fill in for him. Yeah, if there were any mileage, do you think he'd have left it to Dubai Dick Tice? No, he wouldn't. He'd have been all over it like a rash, wouldn't he? Dickie Tice is so challenged he can normally only talk in mindless alliteration. Bulging Brexit bureaucrats, but now he could only manage to repeat the word surrender a few times. He sounded pathetic, out of time. The world had moved on. And I have to say, I totally agree. I just think if they did try to reignite the Brexit battles, I don't think they will get anywhere, because I think that Brexit is done, isn't it? Really, it's done. Pardon. Sorry about that. But, yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, right. Puppet needs her walk. Hopefully I may catch a few of you later in the Friday Frolic social at 9:30. Nobody's an angry pagan. You and Muppet have a fantastic, because I can imagine down in Devon the weather will be lovely. So give her a good run out, and I no doubt she'll have a ball. Yeah, I'd give her 6 months, so she must have a bit of stamina. Yes. Yes. Oh dear, but yeah, you can. It's he's one trick pile of porn. Yes. Oh yeah, bloody neighbour has started up his power tool again. Oh, I know what you mean. Why is it with hot weather and power tools? They can't help themselves, can you? You know, you want to get into the back garden, enjoy the sun, the quietness, and enjoy the sunny weather, and you got some tosser in the next garden with a fucking buzzsaw. You think, but never mind. Do you guys have prejudice for black people, politicians who vote against their own interest people? We use the Uncle Tom trope, or the new version, Uncle. Dear. Femi did try and explain the Brexit was done on GMB, but was getting shot at from all sides. Think that was a greasy smug's daughter. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I did hear that he wasn't happy, and I'm not surprised, because if for me, I get the feeling that, is it me or GMB has gone down the pan? That's what it sounds like to me. But anyway, but like as I said, when it comes to the Tories, this, I have to show you this. It's only about a 30-second clip, but this is just brilliant. Just like, because you know when you're in for a rough ride, when you're interviewed by Victoria Derbyshire, and this is just brilliant.
Let's talk now to the Conservatives. Richard Holden is here. He's the Shadow Paymaster General. Welcome to you. Would you say the Conservative Party are still the party of business?
They certainly are. And I'd also
Before you go on, the reason I ask is because on today's deal, the Federation of Small Businesses like the deal, the CBI likes the deal, the British Chambers of Commerce like it, the Food and Drink Federation like it, UK...
Look at his face. He's got that face of say, fuck, I've been done up like a kipper here.
Hospitality likes it, Salmon Scotland likes it, the British Meat Processors Association likes it, Morrison Supermarket likes it. Are they all wrong? Let's talk now to the Conservatives.
That is just brilliant. Good evening, Gordon Hunter. So it's been you who's been messing with your power tools all up over this week then. Damn you, Gordon Hunter. No worries. Don't worry about it, my friend. Hope you've had a good day. But, oh, that was just so funny. You know, before I could get into his platitudes of word salad and all, yeah, trolled the pants off that guy. Yeah, well, she's a rarity these days, isn't she? She's what you call a journalist of the highest regard, not like some of the cretins we do see now. But yeah, I just watched. It was just about a parrot the party line of surrender and betrayal and surrender and betrayed the 17-point-odd million voters, whatnot, blah de blah de. I'll just stop you there. Yes, Richard the slaphead. She said her council horse that Reynolds and in my trope to my tropes. My toupee, should I say, get my teeth in. But yes, that was just so brilliant. Oh dear. I just had to fit that one in because I just thought, right. But remember, well, last we've heard over the recent news that Gary Lineker has parted company with the BBC. So that is really. So that is devastating for the devastating. Is it devastating for Gary Lineker? Well, apparently not. Take it away, boys.
Welcome to Broken News. Showbiz news now, and we understand that the TV presenter Bradley Walsh has signed a contract to host every single thing on TV from now on forever. The move comes as the main UK terrestrial TV networks say they've been unable to think of anyone else. Our reporter has more.
Wheel of Fortune, Spin Star, Doctor Who, Law and Order UK, The Chase, Keep It in the Family, The Royal Variety Show, Play to the...
That's a cracking name. Wanton Fudge Cracker. What a name, eh?
Whistle, Cash Trapped, £1 Million Quim, The National Lottery, Kick the Homeless, The Nightly Show, Beat the Chasers, Blankety Blank, and now Gladiators. It's fair to say that Bradley Walsh is no stranger to TV. And prepare to see a lot more of him, as Mr. Walsh signs an exclusivity deal with every show on every channel forever. One senior commissioner told Broken News that they'd become concerned at allegations that too many on-air TV jobs were going to middle-aged white men, but then accidentally gave all the on-air TV jobs to one middle-aged white man, while training his son to take over those jobs like some kind of TV Kim Jong-il. Back to you.
Thank you. What a lovely story. And that's it from me. It's been a privilege hosting this show, but as of next week, there is a new host. Good luck to him. But for now, that's all from Broken News. You're up to date.
Yes. So from next week onwards, the new host is Bradley fucking Walsh. And Dick. Yeah, exactly, Bastard Bishop. What a lovely story. As opposed to tough orange face, yes. That'll have been Musk putting him in up to the twit. As the beaten those two useless Newcastle fuckwits. They're on every show. Yes, apparently so. Yes, the new match of the day next season will be hosted by Bradley fucking Walsh. Wanton Fudge Cracker is up there with Peter File and Molest. Oh dear. Oh dear. Good evening. Yes. Well, you do. Good evening, Paul McSweeney. And that's the sad news. Come next week, the new host of Friday Frolics is Bradley fucking Walsh. Yes, he'll be hosting the shows from... Yes, exactly. Stole me thunder, Tom. Yes, he'll be hosting the show from my bedroom, where Mrs. Yes, listening to my daughter in the next room giggling away. Yes, exactly. What else from a pig but a grunt? Yes. But good evening, Paul McSweeney. I hope you're well, my friend. Hey. Now here's a bit of... Let's not forget, arrows from by shite out of the bum. Oh dear, Bashty Bishop. Oh dear. Oh, no worries, Tone. Don't worry about it. I'm sure he'd probably do better gig than me. But never mind. Anyway, this has got to be practical joke of the day. When I saw this, you just have to deal with this. You know when you see people, wearing them inflatable outfits, like where you're inside that inflatable outfit. Yes. Stuff like that. This is what you need to do, because this is absolutely hilarious. Take it away. Fart spray. He's not happy, as you can tell.
Oh, that's brutal. What the fuck was that? Bro! Get me out of this thing, that fucking stinks! That's not funny! Oh my god.
Yes, it is funny.
Wait, why are you laughing?
That's what you get for eating my snacks.
Oh, no, what are you doing? No, what are you...
Oh, oh dear. That was so funny. Yes, I've noticed some of the comments, yes. Diabolical, that is so cruel. Yes, but I can see you were still laughing, dying of laughter inside though, weren't you? And I could hear my daughter in the background giggling away, so I know my daughter will have, even if she thought it was cruel to do it to Pikachu. Exactly, Scott. That should be a televised sport. Yes, I would certainly watch that. That is for certain. Oh dear. As soon as I saw that, I thought I'm going to have to share that, because I know my daughter would find that funny, and I can imagine she'll have had that devilish grin on her face of saying, there's an idea for a prank. If only I could find somebody in a inflatable outfit. But if you feel your bottom starting to wanting to start to burp, you know exactly what to do if you're near one. Just let you move your backside right up to the hole and give your bottom a bit of a toot. Then watch them go. Exactly, I was thinking, naughty, but so funny. You would be catching these hands. Oh, that Irish bloody of mine would be coming out. I bet it would have done. Oh dear. My initials are TLC. I'm part of the club. Good evening, Eugene. I hope you're well. That was very cheeky of people to do that. Good evening, Eugene. I hope you're well. Oh, Oh, I do apologise. Oh dear. I hope it your dinner or your tea, or it's just a cup of tea. Well, I suppose it don't make any difference. That's a lot of cleaning up, isn't it? So I do apologise for that, my dear friend. I think watching this Friday Frolic should come with a public health warning. Do not drink and do not eat. There was an old saying, if you think that the world is dropping out of your bottom, drink Watney's and the world drops out of your bottom. I'd so hate it so much, but to watch, can't help laughing. Yes. Exactly. Oh, as soon as I saw that, I just could not stop laughing. But anyway, let's get back to. I'm good. This is brilliant. I don't know how many of you watched PMQs, but let's just say that our kamikaze bad enough. She had a bit of an, one of them moments where she was given an open goal, and let's just say she managed to be more dangerous towards the corner flag when she hit the ball. Well, anyway, this is brilliant. I've got a little bit of treat for you, my friends up in Scotland. A little bit of a treat coming up after this. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. I think you know what PMQ's clip is coming on. You'll be surprised. You'll be absolutely surprised. But again, when it comes to stuff like this, I always like to read John Crace's politics sketch, and this is just absolute brilliant. It's like, what I love about it, it just goes through it. Oops, get myself, there we go. What I love him is that he basically just goes through the PMQs without the pain of having to watch it, and it's just brilliant. Yes, thank you, Alistair. But yes, as it goes, because let's be honest, people can say, oh, it's not a U-turn. Yes, it fucking was, wasn't it? It was a U-turn. And let's be honest, she had an absolute, one of them moments where she could have had light relief and absolutely banjaxed him. And let's just say, as we go through this, it didn't go according to plan, does it? Labour does a major U-turn, but does clueless Kemi even notice? Yes, the leader of the opposition missed the openest of open goals after Keir Starmer reverse cuts to winter fuel payments. Now, when it came to the winter fuel payments, when it first came out, I thought, what the fuck are you doing? Am I missing something? Clearly I am. I was thinking, whether you're going to claim winter fuel payments or not, you're going to know somebody who will be affected, and you won't be happy with it. And I just never understood it. But this... So, let's be honest. We all know the reason why they've done this. It's nothing to do with this seismic, groundbreaking trade deal. It's because they got an hammer in it. They got a hammer in the local elections, didn't it? Yes, exactly. Oh, oh yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Sir Desmond Swain. And Alex Burghardt doesn't look any better either, does he? But anyway, Let's have a go at this bit of a... Never change, Kemi, never change. We love you just the way you are. Look on the bright side. It could have been worse. Kamikaze could have used all 6 of her questions at Prime Minister's questions to have re-examined the Tories' very own rubbish Brexit deal. Just as she had for the previous 2 days, mistakenly believing that this time, maybe this time, she could find the killer line. It would have been too much to expect to have realised there wasn't one. No, Kemi chose to cut her losses. A triumph of sorts, only the Tory leader then went on to snatch a humiliating defeat when all she had to do was tap the ball into the emptiest of nets. Maybe she's been taking lessons from this Spurs team this season. Please don't mention the game tonight. Clearly, our John Crace is a Tottenham fan, but as luck would have it, if I remember rightly, I didn't quite catch the result, but I think they got a positive result, and I think they beat Man United, so he'll have been well happy. Having returned my ticket to the club, I will be watching from behind the back of the sofa. I know what you mean. I'd been doing that for a few weeks at Bradford City. Jesus Christ, that was scary. But anyway, the similarities don't end there. Just like Big Ange Postecoglou, I had no idea. I've completely butchered that name and I do apologise. But couldn't you just been born with a name like Big Sam or Harry Redknapp? Just make it easier for this sad Bradfordian to get his teeth around his name. And Big Sam. I think every manager should be just called Big Sam. Kemi could be facing the sack in the near future. Enough is enough for Kamikaze. Bad enough. There again, maybe we should be applauding the unorthodox, the politician who breaks the mould of how a leader of the opposition should act. Kemi does things her own way. No one can teach her a thing, and God knows they have tried. But maybe you just have to sit back and applaud. And he's not wrong there, is he, really? It takes a certain level of genius to be this abject, this hopeless, especially when time and again you are the only person alive to think you have faced it. And we've seen this a number of times. She'll be stood there and she got that look on her face as if to say, I'm absolutely nailing this, while everybody in front of her and behind her are just like, what the fuck is she doing? But yeah, she sat there thinking she's absolutely acing it. She won't lead them into the next election, that's for certain. And Kemi gets to redefine the word crap, new levels of great rubbishness, and I, for one, will miss her when she's gone. When she's gone. Gone? God, Daz, get your teeth in. Keir Starmer couldn't have made life any simpler for the Conservative leader. In an answer to a planted question from the Labour backbencher Sarah Owen, Keir made the loudest of U-turns on winter fuel allowance payments, right at the start of PMQs. Not that he called it a U-turn, more of a totally planned change of heart, despite the fact that he had spent much of the previous few months denying he had any intentions of reversing the previous budget. It was like this, he mumbled. Not even he believed what he was about to say. Just concentrate on getting the words out of his mouth in more or less the right order. Try not to think that the whole world might be thinking, this must be a massive embarrassment for the government. So on he went. The economy was now in tip-top shape. Don't mention the inflation rate. So he had a bit more leeway, time to increase the threshold at the winter fuel payment, at which the winter fuel payment could be claimed. Absolutely nothing to do with the fact that Labour backbenchers were kicking up rough and threatening to the mother of all rebellions. Heaven forbid. Keir took a deep breath, thankful to have got the hard part over and done with. Just the pushback to deal with. 30 minutes of eating shit. Only the shit never came. Either Kemi hadn't been listening, or she reckoned that what Starmer had just said was no big deal. as if a U-turn was an everyday event. You're nothing to see here. The Tory backbenchers clasped their heads in their hands as Kamikaze stuck to her pre-prepared script, and that is something we've all noticed. It's clearly obvious. She cannot think on her feet, can she? You know, she cannot think on her feet. You know, because you've got to have that special little something. I suppose in an odd way we all can do it, but clearly she can't, can she? She just cannot. She has a pre-prepared, it's scripted questions, and to hell if it makes her look stupid. But anyway, when all she had to do was to tear up her notes and stick the knife into Starmer for 10 minutes, wins wouldn't have come any easier than that, or sweeter. Kemi began wittering vaguely about the economy, and Starmer couldn't believe his luck. He'd never imagined life could be quite this good. You spend your life wondering whether you are up to the job and are handed an opposition leader whose mission is to validate you. Kemi, the accidental therapist, Kia, just went straight to default. Random answer one. Stop talking the country down. Everything was much better than it had been. That all wasted a good 5 minutes or so halfway, and no harm done to Kia. Then Kamikaze disappeared down the rabbit hole of the Telegraph front page, which had revealed Angela Rayner had tried to get the Chancellor to raise taxes on the wealthy. Starmer had to gently explain to her that Rayner's taxes had not been implemented. Thinking something didn't turn it into a reality, how could he put this nicely? The taxes he had raised were the taxes he had raised. Clear enough? Apparently not. It took a rather desperate Chris Philps, sorry. Force of habit, my friends. Is there another sort of Philpster to get Kemi's attention? Had she noticed the Prime Minister had just done a major U-turn? Shut up, Kemi hissed. She was concentrating on not listening, but really, the nose in search of a bum pleaded. Just ask. So she did. Are you really planning to U-turn on winter fuel allowance? She asked, incredulously. Kia hummed, let's put this into words of one syllable. It's a small change, not a U-turn. I'm making this really easy for you, Kamikaze said. She wasn't wrong. She couldn't have been more accommodating to Labour if she tried. The government sweetheart. Just look at the faces of the Labour backbenchers, she said. That didn't really work either, did it? Cue a break for 2 minutes, laughter, because the Labour MPs were ecstatic. They had got what they wanted. They climbed down on the winter fuel allowance, 3 trade deals in the bag, something half decent to say to their constituents when they went home for the bank holiday weekend. It was the Tory benches where you could find total misery. A leader who had yet again let them down, deprived them of their weekly happiness allowance once more. All that awaited them was more pain, existential despair. You could tell just how bad it was because, well, before the end of PMQs, the Tory press office had sent out a panicky WhatsApp to journalists. None of what we had seen with our own eyes had really happened. It's like 1984 all over again, isn't it? Kemi had absolutely aced it, they said. She hadn't missed the U-turn, had just been waiting for the right moment. Everything was terrific. Kemi rules. Okay, long may she reign. Yeah, if you say so. But, yes, absolute. You could say she aced it. So that's what they're saying, that she aced it. Well, let's put it this way. if you're now, let's put it this way: when it comes to let's what do you call it? Yeah. Now we all know Times Radio. Now they know Shrinky Violets, and let's be honest. That they're definitely no Labour supporters either. That's for certain. And what they had to say was quite interesting. It's not exactly a ringing endorsement for Kamikaze Bad Enough. And my dear friends up in Scotland, you are in for a bit of a treat, because they have actually one of your own with them. And what he had to say was quite interesting too.
We heard his earlier answer on winter fuel. Let's try and get some more information. I'm going to ask him a simple question. It only requires one word, yes or no. Is he planning to U-turn on winter fuel cuts?
Yeah. Prime Minister. What? Mr. Speaker, I made clear in my earlier answer that as the economy improves, we want to take measures that will impact on people's lives, and therefore we will look at the threshold, but that will have to be part of a fiscal event. But, Mr. Speaker...
I've taken off my glasses so I can simply, people can hear me slap myself on the head.
Having taken off your... What's
she doing?
Having taken off your glasses, Tim Shipman, are you planning on taking off your glasses?
Oh, my giddy aunt.
What
just happened? I mean... He's literally just done that, and you're doing it as your fourth question.
Is she trying to get him? I mean, okay, let's be kind. I can understand that maybe the strategy there is to get him to say, because he's got to either say yes or no.
Ask him something specific about the U-turn. Don't say, are you U-turning? Say, can you confirm that you are going to move the threshold? Or are you going to... Ask him a specific question about how he might do it.
But maybe she wants him to say, like, I just did, or something, you know. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
No.
I don't know what happened there. I was immediately thinking, why do you not just ask him the same question that he didn't answer? You've asked him about tax rises. He clearly doesn't want to talk about that, so ask him again. And instead, she asked him the question he'd already answered at the start. That was pretty. Yeah, that was different.
But again, it wasn't easy for him to answer because he couldn't be. I just did.
Well,
you know.
Well,
give up, mate. You are failing miserably. She fucked up. Let's be honest, didn't she?
Maybe that was the play, to properly confuse all of us to such an extent that the Prime Minister didn't know what to say.
Dear me.
Exactly. And when you've got the Times Radio giving you a shellacking for fucking up one of the easiest of own goals, because Jesus Christ, do you listen to James O'Brien? Yeah, if I'm honest, I do like to listen to James O'Brien after PMQs. To be honest, I listen to his show most weeks because, I listen while I'm looking for any material that I can make some content out of, and then after, when it comes to 1 o'clock, if I found something, I get to work on it and I'm doing whatever I can. But I do like to listen to the PMQs on the radio. So, and I don't watch it because I just that sometimes if I hear how they're talking, it gives me a general idea of what they are generally thinking, what they sound like, and the more when I listen to her, the more I think the more and more she just sounds as though she's just about as unhinged as Dizzy Liz Truss, doesn't she? So, and then I do tend to watch it again after, because sometimes what you see, and what you hear can be two totally different things. I just found it funny. But yeah, I listen to LBC much as I can, and PMQs, it just sounds like she has no idea what she's. Yeah, I have to say Trump will fail. Trump failed. Yeah, I have to agree. I watched. I think it might have been a video by Phil, and what he had to say, it was interesting. I think he might be onto something. You look at all them on the front bench; they have very little political experience, haven't they? They have, and when you watch her, it's clearly obvious that she's one of these where you cannot tell her what to do. She knows best. She knows better than anybody. And I've seen her when I've watched her a few times at PMQs, and she has that grin on her face as if to say, yeah, base that, while everybody else is just looking at her as if to say, what the fuck are you doing? You know that. Yeah. 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 But that's most of who listen to, and to be fair and balanced, also listen to Nick Ferrari when I get the chance. If I'm honest, I've not listened to him for a long time. I think last time I listened to him was when he thought it was rather funny to take the piss out of Lily Allen's kids because they have apparently unusual names, because he had a beef with her because she didn't get her information about the camps in Calais from the Daily Mail. She decided to go over and show some empathy and compassion. You know, so and I could, when he's just stood there thinking hilariously funny to take the piss out of her kids. You can imagine if you're their kids and you're in the car going to school and they might be listening to radio, and they'll say, "Mommy, why are they why is he laughing at our names?" So I if I'm honest, I got rather annoyed, and not long after, a woman got on the show and she gave him a right shellacking over that, and I just said, no, he's bad for my. So he's just bad for my blood pressure. So I don't listen to him. Yeah. So who are Bradford playing? Well, the fixtures for next season haven't been brought out yet, but I'm looking forward to looking at the League One fixtures. It's been really good this year, because like I can watch the playoffs and just chill out and relax. Acting like a teenage girl who thinks she's great and knows everything and always thinks she's got one over on you. I probably better put than I could have. I think you're probably right there, because she does. She has that. She's clearly arrogant, and she makes Keir Starmer look good as a performer, doesn't it? And he stinks at that, doesn't he? He's got no charisma whatsoever. But my God, she makes him look like a world-class orator, doesn't she? but yeah, I just thought that. Oh no, here we won't far off Gordon Hunter. We won't far off. We certainly won't far off. Jesus Christ! And when it came to the 90th odd minute, one of our players, called out the Sarcevic, he skied one from 6 yards, and we thought that, oh, that's it, playoffs. But then we had another attack, and it came off his backside and trickled over the line. No, good evening, power to the people. Hope you well. Also, good evening, dodgy syrup. By David hasn't got a beautiful plumage like mine. Yes, that's her problem. She should have a magnificent plumage like the man from Lichfield, the superstar of stage and television, dodgy syrup. Hello, my dear friend. I hope you're well. And all I gotta say is, Graham Price, an admirer of yours, was asking about you. Because all I would say is, you do know how to make her dentures dance. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm sorry, I couldn't pop in sooner. I've been writing a new video script to record later tonight and never noticed that. Oh, don't worry about it, my friend. It's not a problem. You know, when you've got the urge to be creative and all that, you've just got to do it. Good evening, Hassan Hussein. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, and hope you've had a nice day. Yeah, all I was saying is when it came off his backside, the relief, a lot better. So I can imagine who that. Yes. We all know. Yes, she's been asking you about you for the last week or so, popping in, hoping to see you. Bird shite off my car and conservatory, but tipsy and random. Oh no, where is wake up and smell the rosemary? I'm gonna have a couple of cans of Cruz Campo later on. So not a problem. Don't worry about it. But let's just say another Tory who let's just say just heard about a knife attack in Hamburg, Germany. Oh, that's hopefully it's not what we think. Good evening, cousin. It hope you're well. Since when did this place turn out to be dated? Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, we all find love in strange places. I suppose. But anyway, another Tory MP. He managed to, let's just say, get himself into a bit of, make a bit of a tit of himself. Yes, it's the one, the only.
As with so many areas, we do await your actual policies, which I know are taking a while to formulate, including specifically on.
Well, we have a policy. Well, that's not fair. We fought this.
You did, but then you must. Okay, so what is it universal? Does it go back to universal?
Keir Starmer only said that he's going to do a U-turn.
But what's your view?
Prime Minister's question time yesterday, and we haven't even heard what his proposals are.
Don't push back on my criticism that your party hasn't announced policies for however many months it's been under your new leadership, and then not provide me your policy. What is your policy on this?
Well, we don't know what Labour's... You're asking me to respond to something where Labour haven't even said
You were in
what their
government for
policy
14
is.
years. You know all the details of the winter fuel permit. You know the pluses, you know the minuses.
We voted against it. We voted against
And what is your policy from here?
Well, we have opposed the removal of the winter fuel allowance. We are going to have
What would you replace it with?
Well, we've opposed removing it. We voted against it. We said we didn't.
So you'd go
believe
back
it.
to it being
Well,
completely
we have to wait and
universal.
see what Keir Starmer brings forward.
Fine. So don't criticise me for saying you don't have your own policy yet. Thank you very much. As with so many areas, we do await your actual.
Exactly. Horace Bob to the cleaners plate. Yeah, exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the next leader of the Conservative Party. May God have mercy on their souls. Let's be honest. They are. Yeah, I know what you mean, Scott. Makes my skin crawl, especially does his shitty leadership videos. Do you think Kevin Barrett will still be leader of the Conservative Party by the end of the year? Where things are going, I have a funny feeling she won't. They're in 4th place now, from what I can gather. And if it doesn't improve, then I have a funny feeling they might just press the panic button. And like I say, if I remember rightly, because I know Bowler Hatman, he does venture a lot into the Conservative home, and I get the feeling he's top of the list who they want to replace her. And I've watched him in Parliament and whatever. He's a slimy little turd, isn't he? And let's be honest, he will be even worse. He will, because he's another one with no political experience, will he? Dodgy syrup. Yes. Hey up, it's Jizzerick. Jizzerick. Yes. Because he's an absolute slime ball. and he will do or say anything. I've seen some of his ridiculous, stupid videos that he does on his Twitter account, and he seems to think that he's going to out Farage. Well, he ain't really, is he? Because let's be honest, I think as Bowler Hatman says, why have half fat Farage when you can have full fat Farage? And you cannot disagree with that, can you? Codename Price, the dog, is on the sofa. Cigarette Putin message over. Good evening, Richard Grumperget. Slimy turd, Tory through and through. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, let's be honest. Let's just say he got a right shellacking. Yes. Generic comes across as the kind of guy that you would check to see if he's wearing wire. Yes, exactly. I won't trust anything that guy says. But well, let's be honest. I don't know if anybody watched in the chat. If anybody watched Graham's live stream where he was doing the Reform and Durham Council. That was quite eye-opening. Very, very interesting. Let's just say very, very interesting. Quite the eye-opener. And let's just say this just basically sums up Reform through and through. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this could be your future government.
Andrew Husband as leader of the county council. Oh, sorry. Is there no other nomination? Sorry about that. Do we have an agreement? Does the council agree to the election of the county councillor Andrew Husband as leader of the council? And therefore, I ask Councillor Husband, congratulations on your appointment. Sorry about that. Straight on. Yeah. Item 10, Leader's announcement of Deputy Leader and
Just
Cabinet
wait for
members. Can I invite the Leader of the Council to make this his announcement, please?
Thank you, Chair. I would like Councillor Darren Grimes to be Deputy Leader of the Council.
Just wait for it.
Cabinet.
Yeah. Councillor Husband, can we also have the other announcements for the Cabinet, please?
Wait for it. Now, I'm just going to come up soon, but clearly they have no idea what they're doing, have they? And you would think something as important as this, you would at least sort of like, you would rehearse what's needed to be done. No, clearly not.
They are on the screen if you need them.
Chair, I forgot my glasses.
There you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That could soon be Reform, or Refuck as I like to nicely call them. That could be the new government in 4 years' time if they play the cards right. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Absolutely ridiculous. Yes, Politics Social did a live stream of it, DB. Car crashes the word. Yeah. I watched some of it because I thought, right, I didn't watch the start of it because I thought, right, I'll see if there's anything of interest of what James O'Brien was talking about. And if I'm honest, I'll just, it's basically talking about what's happening in Israel, and even though even though it's what's happening there is disgraceful and disgusting. No worries, Scott. Take care. Giggles, appreciate it all. Yeah, no worries. Glad you've enjoyed the show. Is Ray gonna late doing the show tonight? If he is, let me know. If he ain't, I've got a couple of more skits. If he is starting at 7, if he's starting at 7, we'll clock off at around 7. So not a problem. If he ain't, I've got a couple of little bit more. So not a problem. But yeah, as I say, because it's quite important. But I think you were talking about, basically saying how they gone from being a pariah, from people showing sympathy to being a bit of a pariah. And I thought, if I'm honest, it's not something I want to listen to an hour's conversation about, because my views on what's happening over in there is, I think the Israeli government has done more damage to the Jewish community and Israel than what Hamas could have ever done. They must be sat there in their bunkers, rubbing their hands with glee. All right. So, cheers for that, Alistair. Yes, I've still got. So I don't have to start rushing off. I've got a few other things that we can have a bit of a good giggle at. But so I just thought, well, I'll go back and watch this for interest, and I have to say, I was watching it, and you could definitely tell they haven't a clue, have they? They have not got a clue. Good evening, Oliver Brown. Yeah, Israel hell. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And so I watched it with interest, and glad I did, because it was a proper eye-opener. They can't even organise it. Something as simple as this. Can you imagine this shower? If got into number 10. And the more and more I think about it, I don't think they ever will, because can you imagine Nigel Farage trying to control everything? Being the... You can imagine what trying to control everything from the Foreign Office to the Home Office to works and pension. Man, you'd probably just do away with them, wouldn't you? Just there. That's the problem. That's problem sorted. Works and pensions, just do away with a lot. Let them work for the growl. That's all it'd be. But anyway, 12:56. Where are you actually from, Trumpelfield? Haha, my dear friend. Are you somewhere in America? Because I didn't go specifically to see him. What was Homecoming Festival? Yes, as I say, it's 7 o'clock here as well, near enough. But so I watched this, and I just watch. It's not raining here, Alistair. It's quite Kansas City, Missouri. Very, 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 very nice. Very, very nice. As I say, I don't know if you watched the Bin podcast. Just to let you know that they've asked me to appear on their show on Thursday, 5 o'clock. This here time here. So I don't know what time it will be in Kansas, Missouri. Missouri, I do apologize. Missouri, should I say. But good evening. Tease up, Daily Blasé, because the lady loves the Friday Frolic. Haha, that was genius. So that is a special thank you to my dear friend, Sir Larry the Cat. Yes. Yeah, you're actually right, Paul. So yes, the State of Dorothy. I remember watching that as a kid. That takes me back. Every Christmas, without fail, we'd have to watch it, without a shadow of a doubt. And A Cowardly Lion, yes, Bin podcast. So But yes, the home of the greatest barbecue on the planet. You're making me hungry, Trump failed. But anyway, one thing I've always found interesting, you know, after the God damn it, no, that's Kansas. We don't like them. that was that naughty Larry the cat. Was it? Was it? He keeps leaving presents in my shoes. Oh dear, I do apologise. Rachel from a car, that is disgraceful behaviour. Home of tornadoes. Yes, chat spam. Yes, chat spam that like button. Yes, exactly. But anyway, the one thing I've always found interesting and quite fascinating is what you get these Trump supporters who, like when it came to the election, was saying you do realise he's going to absolutely screw you over, and especially when it came to the Latino Trump voters, oh no, they're just going to get rid of the bad hombres and stuff like that. Well, I found this little video that, let's just say, it beautifully, let's just say it just, I would say, it sums it up beautifully. It's a case of you fuck about, you find out, don't you? This is just brilliant.
Bro, of course I voted for Colonel Sanders to run the farm. What are you talking about? Bro, he's not going to make us chicken wings, bro. That's the unintelligent chickens, bro. We're the smart chickens. We're the smart chickens. Bro, look. I voted for him because he's going to get rid of all the bad chickens, okay? Not me. I'm a good chicken. And he's going to, make the economy of the farm better. He's going to give us more corn. Bro, I promise you, we're good. Well, shit.
Yes, shit indeed, eh? Yeah, because you see them all, I saw a recent video of when he won, some girl, she's there with a Trump scarf, waving about happy, then next you see a video of crying in screen because her father or her mother had been deported. And you just think, well, what did you expect? Because they do seem to think that, oh, well, what happened? But he told you what he was going to do. Like when it came to these farmers, he told you what he was going to do. He was going to raise these tariffs, and when people kept telling, no, you're the one that's going to have to pay for it. It's going to come out of your pocket, and they just don't. And I find it baffling that they absolutely believe an absolute lying charlatan. He's as numb as a rock and thick as a brick, isn't he? But boy, he does know how. You give him. You can say whatever you like. He's very good at. He's very good at conning the easily influenced, isn't he? I think what it is because he just says words in 2 or 3 syllables, says things in 2 or 3 syllables, easy to understand. Whereas whenever I listen to him, I'm basically just. And I'm an Uber driver. I'm in Kansas at this very moment, and I can't tell you how bad their drivers are. Their laws, their taxes, everything. I hate Kansas. Oh dear. I do apologize. I'm so sorry for that. Well, yeah, Turkey's voting for Bernard Matthews. Quite beautifully put, Tone. Rachel is level 1 at juggling. 10 years dedicated. Clucking good video, that. Yes. Well, it's just, when I saw it, I just thought it just superbly puts it into perspective, doesn't it? You know, whenever I've heard him speak, he just reeks of a con man, and I suppose a picture tells 1,000 stories. You know, and he's certainly no strong man. I'm wrecked off around AIDS for more nonsense, and yes, I do. I love Desla. Nobody's Billy Kershaw. Take care, my good friend, and have a good evening, and thanks for stopping by. But as I was saying, I was watching that, just greatly summarise it brilliantly, doesn't it? But as I say, we will have heard that we will have heard from heard about our the former president, let's say prime minister. He's been diagnosed with, is it prostate cancer? And what I found interesting is, you know, it sort of like shows you the sort of human being you are. You know, most people have been, you know, giving their heartfelt sympathies and hoping for speedy recoveries. But oh no, not the MAGA lot, not the MAGA lot. Certainly not, because I've seen them doing the heartfelt sympathies, and then they do their butt line. You think, well, no, there's no butt line, is there? You know, you just show sympathy. I've heard that Simon, that's a lot of closeted homosexuals out there. Grindr is a fan favourite. I'm based by, so there's nothing closeted about. Yeah, exactly. You know, see, for me, I have to say, when it comes to sexuality, it's not really an issue for me. It's like there's a lot of things in my life, whether it's trans rights, trans or and you know, gay. Well, those are not hills I'm going to die on. You know, you are what you are, and it's not really something I get hung up about. You know, and I've been we have a gay bar in our city. Me and my wife have frequented it a number of times years ago. You know, before my mobility was shot to pieces. We had some fantastic nights on a Saturday night, cabaret night. Some hilarious nights. It's like they had a cabaret night on in there, and they had a drag artist on, and yes, we put over in America. Republicans will think, well, me and my wife were putting his lives into his own hands, and they were a bit of a comedian. It was quite funny, but because like we've been to the football, as in America they call it soccer. And we went out, have a few beers after, and called in at Sun for the cabaret night. And the guy was sort of like anybody walked in, he'd collar them. Well, our two sons, they were going to meet us there. They were in the early 20s, so they were said they'd come out and meet us. Well, anyway, this drag artist collared our youngest lad. They went, "Hi, you're cute. Are you gay?" And I'm thinking, "Son, don't say a thing." He went, No. He said, "Oh, shame. But if you were, would you be a giver or receiver?" And he went, "I'll be the giver." So you thought about it then. And I thought, Kyle should have just walked away, don't say anything. He was just, I have to say, he was brilliant. He was really, really good voices on him as well. But I've had some cracking nights in the Sun pub. Not been in for years. I think the last time I went in was before COVID. After that, can't do it anymore. It's kind of, but yes, yeah, try and don't need it. But anyway, let's get back to this. They've been sort of like as if there's some great conspiracy theory, but all I say is, And of course, it's that's Dorothy as the Wizard of Oz, and the feds tried finding her for submissive behaviour. Yes, but just seeing the news that Donald Trump with his tariffs. Oh, has he at it again? What a shocker! I'm sure that'll make the Friday frolic come next week. But anyway, let's Donald Trump. Let's just say that he put his tuppence worth into this, and of course, there's only one place to go where they proper just take their eyes out of this. This is just hilariously funny. Take it away, John Stewart.
Right-wing media deftly pivoted from concern to accusation. But perhaps the most shocking response of all was from the commander-in-chief himself.
President Trump posted, "Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery."
That's it. No exclamation points, no all caps, no insults. Whole thing spelled correctly. It's really got all the telltale signs of a post definitely written by Donald Trump. I look at this post, I swear to God, on Truth Social. I wonder when they saw this post, Truth Social sent him a security alert. They just sent him a quick message. "We noticed some suspicious humanity on your account. If this was, in fact, you, President Trump, please reply, Nancy Pelosi's husband is gay." Just reply that. Trump maintained that level of gravitas for almost an entire day.
Do you want to respond to President Biden being diagnosed with cancer?
I'm surprised that it wasn't, the public wasn't notified a long time ago, because to get to stage 9, that's a long time.
To be fair, I do think if Biden was at stage 9, we should have found out about that. I don't even know that. And he's the one that's fine, right? There's no book coming out on him.
Yes, it's apparently I've forgotten the name of the guy. I think it's from CBS as well, MSNBC or whatever. He's wrote a book on Joe Biden, and I think that's where they're getting the conspiracy for stage. Yeah, exactly. Tories don't get to stage. What the fuck? Oh, just brilliant. Oh dear. Also,
Trump, who just got done swimming up and down the Mississippi River at record.
will you shut up? Well, that's kill the surprise, isn't it? I was going to basically say that come on, get on. I was going to say that what did the press secretary have to say about it? But I think you know who I'm talking about. Yes. What does our press secretary have to say about it?
Trump, who just got done swimming up and down the Mississippi River at record pace, is happy to announce that the big, beautiful bill has gone through to the next stage of passing. It really is going to be exactly what the American people voted for. So promises made, promises kept, as our overwhelmingly popular president and dealmaker in chief is delivering exactly what he promised. And so the American people are so overjoyed that the budget bill is going to be passed, because it's only going to benefit the greatest American history. Like, really, truly, it's going to be quite amazing. And we're so happy that it is going past the next phase, and we're getting closer and closer to passing the greatest piece of legislation of all time. Anyway, the president also had a successful meeting, but the fake news media would like to say that it was dramatic. But what? Hey, you're welcome. Your failing news networks, NBC, CNN, and Caitlin, your little new program, I hope it's doing well. Doubt it. Okay, but no, those programs are going to be so happy that we had this meeting with the president of South Africa, who was claiming that, how do they say it on TikTok? The G side is not happening down there, when it absolutely is. And that's why President Trump stepped up and provided refuge to those Afrikaners, the farmers who were being targeted unfairly in South Africa. And President Trump is the first one to stand up for people when they're being unfairly targeted and especially unalived. Okay.
Sure. If that's true, then why hasn't he taken action with Israel?
Washington Post. But that.
Yes, exactly. He also said should have said something to Saudi Arabia, after he'd received that plane. Great question.
And I see that we have what you're talking about, but the Israel thing is different. That is more complicated. And guys, I'm not gonna get ahead of the president and talk about the latest dealings, but we would like to provide our condolences to the folks that were unalived in front of the embassy, and a clear act of anti-Semitism. So, moment of silence.
Yes. I don't know if you've heard that they've been called out by numerous countries. Benjamin Netanyahu. Let's be honest. Those who are corn cross, those people who were on the side of Israel, they've got to get out of jail free card now. That with whoever killed them, them two, were they that Jewish couple? Yeah. Cheers, thanks a lot. That's giving them a right get out of jail free card on it. But never mind. Would love to have met you. All right. Or is there some sort of march coming on? Yes. That's it, yeah, Trump failed, yeah. Jake Tapper, I couldn't think of his name, yeah. He did a sketch on that as well, where he took the piss out of Jake Tapper, which was hilariously funny. Soon she will be singing Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. Yes. Yeah, woman after our own heart, especially my daughter. She loves the Monty Python films as well. There's something really not right about Levin. I'm just waiting for the allegations. Yes. Yes. Well, wake up. My S&P membership is pending. Oh, well done. But yes, as you noticed, she did mention the let's just say the rather dodgy. We all clearly will have heard about the meeting in the Oval Office with see if I can say his name right, President Cyril Ramaphosa. Is that how he's? Well, I probably butchered it like normal. But all I will say is, I didn't watch all of it. I couldn't be arsed with it. But for me, this is the line of the whole 17 minutes. Take it away, Cyril.
That idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay.
But that idiot talks
Yes.
about after.
Yes, the joke went so far over his head, it ruffled his wig and then knocked the painting behind him on the floor. That was... Yes, but I thought that was a brilliant line. Yeah, I'm sorry we don't have a plane to give you. Absolutely brilliant. Yes. I suspect I'd be an SNP man if I lived in Scotland. But as I'm south of the border, Labour is the least pleasurable. Yeah. Yeah. As I say, I live in a Labour stronghold as well, and why did Qatar even give Trump a plane? Though I have a funny feeling it's probably because they just couldn't sell it. I think that's what it is. I think there'll be other little dodgy things going on clearly, but from what I can gather, it would just cost too much. It would just costing an arm. Just paint it gold and give it to Trump all thin skinned. How smart did look compared to Trump. He ran rings round him. Well, yeah. One's a respectable individual, and the other one's just a fucking complete bell tapping, and a thin skinned one at that. Innit? Yeah, they just couldn't sell it. Yes, so I was right. So I was right. Yeah, they just couldn't sell it. Rumor has it that plane is lemon. I can't wait to get stuck into council life, but I need to oust the Tory bastards first. Well, good luck, my dear friend, and I hope you succeed. Regarding people with funny names from earlier on, I just remembered that there is a Dutch politician called Tiny Cox. Oh dear. Clearly his dad must have had a sense of humour. Must have done. I remember when I was at school, we used to have prefects and stuff like that. Good evening, yummy ref. Hope you're well. I bet there are 1 or 100 bugs on the plane. Yes, I will. I'm sure there will be. But one thing is, I remember when we used to have prefects at school, I think, called Yorkshire Martyrs Collegiate School. Yes. It all sounded very posh. Used to wear suits and ties and all that stuff. Binkies out. And their head prefect boy was called Peter Enos. Yes, I bet he hates letters in the morning, Peter P. Enos. Yes. Well, we all in Scotland used to live in Labour strongholds. Now we don't. Thank fuck. England needs a miracle. He'll arrive in a small boat. Yes. Was Hertz van Rentel a Dutch soccer star? Rainer told me he is. Yes. Yes. Yeah, we totally agree, part of the paper. Yeah, we hope you succeed, mate. And good luck. But yeah, let's be honest. I suppose in a bit of a way, one's a statesman and the other one isn't, really. And I love the way Enos with a big mouthful. Yeah, Tiny, what? We have a client called Fuck You Too. Oh dear. But yeah, one's a statesman while the other one isn't, really. And here's a little.
The Himitsu Bako puzzle box.
Okay. And all I say is that our our Trumple thin-skinned, he had a slight problem with one of his boxes, didn't he? As well.
The Himitsu Bako puzzle box was designed over 150 years ago in the Hokkani region of Japan. Known as a personal secret box, it can take from 2 to 72 moves to solve and open it successfully. The Himitsu Bako is... Oh, never mind. The Himitsu Bako puzzle box...
Yeah, if you can't open the box, just get somebody else who's a trained professional to do it. So... Yes. And let's be honest, as we're heading into the home straight, this sums up the the most powerful man in the free world. Can you imagine the outrage from the Republicans, the MAGA lot, if Barack Obama or even Sleepy Joe Biden did this?
Thank you very much, everybody.
And yes, nearly walk into a fucking door. Can you imagine?
Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, Sleepy Joe or Kamabla. Kamabla. I'd just done anything like that. Yeah, walk into a door. What a fucking idiot. Yes, that's... Can you imagine? Nick Abbott always says that can you imagine if aliens came down and said, take me to your leader? We'd have to take it to this fucking clown, wouldn't we? We'd have to take this alien to this fucking clown. It'd be World War III within 30 seconds, wouldn't it? We'd be vaporised. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. Is what I'd say. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd have just... Anybody worth a salt, they'd just let him carry on.
Thank you very much,
everybody. Is it a climb down a winter fuel lounge rather than... Yes. But yes. Yes, he nearly walked into it. I'd have just let him carry on. That'd have been hilarious. I can imagine George Bush Jr., because he made loads of gaffes, didn't he, as president. I can imagine if he'd have walked in a door, he'll have basically just looked like, I can relax now. I may have walked into a closet, but at least I've never walked into a door. Brilliant. Right. Let's have a bit of a good giggle. Bit of a good giggle. I've got a couple of great little pranks for you. So you'll love this one. Does his quiff stop him seeing where he's going? Exactly. Wood meets wood. Yes. I think the door will probably have more intelligence than that plank of wood. But this is brilliant. Tickled me. Proper tickled me. So, oops, we've sort of like, come on. Yes, we've sort of like come to the end, but these tickled me, and hopefully they might tickle you. But let's just say they're doing a bit of DIY, and clearly his wife is into practical jokes. This is hilarious. Oops. You can't resist. That is just brilliant. Yes. Get the drill ready. And yes. That was just brilliant, masterful. It's a little bit like, you know, when you're in the supermarket and you stood next to your wife and then you do a silent but deadly one and then just walk away pretending that it's your wife that's dealt it and you go, is that you? Yeah. Yes, I did think of you, my daughter, when I God's lasses. Yes, that was some. You'd do it with that devilish little grin as well, wouldn't you? You'd. Yes, you would. But anyway. Right, but say this is the last one. They always say that karma is a dish best served cold, don't they? Well, not anymore. Not anymore. Because let's just say the new one is, I bet you blamed it on the dog, even you don't have one. Strangely enough, Sir Larry, we did have a dog, and every time I drop one, and my wife will say, I heard that, I'll say, that was a dog, even though she's passed away. Still try to get away. For some strange reason, I don't get away with it now. Never mind. But anyway, they say karma is a dish best served cold, but not anymore. Have you heard of the term karma? Karma is a dish best served wet. Enjoy, my friend. Yes, giving him a finger. I blame the radiator. Good idea, Sir Larry. Yes, I blame the radiators too. Yes, giving him a finger. Brilliant. Always reminds me of. Once I watched a. I was once driving down road when I worked for council, and there was this quite. There was an obnoxious bloke, you know, because it was quite busy, and you know when you're trying to get out and people will just, to keep the flow of traffic going, they will let you out. Well, this guy, if I remember rightly, somebody was just trying to get, and he made it obvious that he wasn't going to let this woman out, and he's sort of like doing that with her, giving her all that, and just spending more time trying to give it Vickers. Didn't realise that the white van in front of him had stopped. It went splattered right into the back of her, and let's just say she gave out the biggest bellowing laugh as she drove past him. And it was quite funny because it was obvious that she made it known that she was laughing at him, because as she's driving past, he's going as he's handing over his documentation to the other driver who is just drove into the back of. Absolutely brilliant. But anyway, that's it for another fantastic Friday. Thanks for keeping me company. Also, thank you for my wonderful moderator, Alistair, keeping everything in check and helping with the conversation as well. Much appreciated. Big thumbs up. Couldn't do this show without you guys. And so, yeah, Nelson on the way past. But I'm going for all shorts live record. No, not quite. Somebody did say that he did a 24-hour one. That is mad. I have to say, that ain't for me. Sorry. Yeah, getting into this, but I'm a massive idiot. Can't read, listen, type at once. I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm glad you've had a good laugh. I've enjoyed the last few hours. I always know I'm enjoying myself because I look at the time and I think, my God, Neil, an hour or so's gone past. So I do enjoy the. As I say, I'm only going to do these for a couple of times. See how I like it, but I really do enjoy the Fridays. It's something I really look forward to. Let us air down and. Of a van passing a girl on a bicycle, slap her, but next the girl ripped off. I've seen that. Good on her. Well done, love. Totally agree. But anyway, massive thank you to my moderators. Thank you very much. I'm going to say, have a lovely weekend. And before we go, you are in for a bit of a treat because not only did Sir Larry give us a wonderful intro, our Sir Larry gave us a even better little outro to see us out. So I'm going to leave you to listen to the wonderful outro before we go, and I shall say, take care, my friends. Have a lovely weekend, and thanks for stopping by. You've been absolutely awesome. Take care, my friends, and bye-bye.
So solid. It's Friday, 5 p.m. and time to throw it. So never mind the bollocks. Here's the Friday Frolics.
And all because
I better press the wrong button, didn't I? Tit I am. Never mind. But never mind. All I'll say is, see you next week, and thanks for stopping by. Take